Before ijele mina indaba zikaNkulunkulu before ngiboshwe ugogo wami bekayiChristian and ugogo wami taught me a lot of things ngendaba zikaNkulunkulu but due to ignorance yabona ku crime nendaba zobugebengu asihlangani noNkulunkulu. Hence ubona ama criminal mabazoyenza icrime bazoraza bayesangomeni and get certain powers. And ku crime umuntu uyasebenza mfethu. Igebengu eziningi angeke zikutshela uNkulunkulu, izokutshela ngabogogo, ngokuphahla, ngokuya emathuneni, ngokusebenzisa inyanga, ukusebenzisa imithi nayo yonke lento le. So nga realize that ukuthi vele mawuganga indaba zikaNkulunkulu no kumele usebenzise lezi zenyanga uyabona zemithi uyabona inyanga zinendlela zazo vele zokwenza imagic. So buku consulta ngaleso sikhathi uthola ukuthi bazokutshela something abanye beba gifted phela ezinye inyanga zigifted ikutshela ukuthi hayi njobona inoganga khona uzodubuleka manje uyabona masakakhuluma kanjalo sekanithusa manje sekayenza nithi ukuthi ningasayida. So uyabona ukuthi man lo uyasibambezela asifuni ukuzwa lezi zinto sifuna ukuyenza lento esifuna ukuyenza thina and somvara imani yara kube khona udubuleka sekhane niyabona ukuthi ile ndoda yasibani uyayibona lighting. So even though besizihamba inyanga mara hayi mina kwafika la khona ukuthi hayi inyanga waste of time ngoba ezinye inyanga besifuna nishare imali yazo nazo mani yenza lento le mina nibuyele kuba athi makanika umuntu othize mina nihambe noshaya leyo ndawo mangiceda ukushaya ukuthi ningaboshwe nize kuye azonigeza ageze naleyo mali. Bekubugebengu bekafuna share leyo mali ya understand ukuthi manje bekasebenzisa kahle. So I realized there ukuthi laba kahle basibambezela mfethu sisebenza ngesibindi sethu iplug lethu leli le ndaba yakhe lo uzosibambezela lokho asinika imithi kanti sekasibambe ngale mithi yabo. So indaba zenyanga program ngaziyeka net down and futhi kuwese ungena ejele ngwangifundisa ukuba close noNkulunkulu. Ngathi mangigwetshwe the first thing I got my hands on ukuyiBhayibheli. iBhayibheli bengalazi at all. Being confused mina iBhayibheli. Yeah, and I spent time reading that book because you have the time in the world. Remember lapayana uvuka ngabo 4 or 5 uyageza ngo 6 uvula ijele bayan monitor ukuthi ni clean iseleni li clean in good order akekho nesikhalo and then bayo ne party breakfast ngo2 kuyakhiwe nje futhi kazokulala lapha kuse crash kahle yavusa uyalalizwa ngo2 kunakuthi uzoloku ugcwele istrati ngo2 kuyalala lapha. So that time bawukwazi ukuthi ufunde any kind of book and I spent time neBhayibheli and then until such time ngize ngiba ne-interest yokuthi ngifuna ukungena ama-Bible studies because of the stories that I hear in the Bible. They were so fascinating in such a way ukuthi bese ngithola namanye ama-revelations kwezinye izinto la. So this is when I found God ngikwenza ama-Bible studies. As much as there are choices ejele kumele wazi ukuthi izinto ezipositive zikhona ejele njengabo football isigela sikhona la. And Sun City was considered one of those prisons ezinga rehabilitate ngoba ama facilities wakhona mancane and into zabo ama-ambach bebayibiza ama-skills i-ambach ayikho. But we were privileged ngoba there was an organization ebifundisa abantu ukutshala bebayibiza ihlumelelisa. At the time bekunamajita uyabona vele obvious more confined for a long time endaweni ethize you find yourself in a situation whereby nomqondo uyavaleka somehow even though usharp kwezinye izinto but uyavaleka uyabona. So now mawuthola opportunity yokuphuma ngegate lasejele it's a great opportunity. So bekunenye center babiza training center uyathola lapha yana idanyana kushuthi leyo training center back then idanyana belisarunwa ngendlela right uyazi amabhunu bewona indlela zawo ezigrand zokwenza izinto bekunama skills development. So bebesebenzisa as a center yokufundisa ibosho for ukutshala. Le organization should be ilethe umuntu from ngaphandle ozofundisa i-horticulture. I-horticulture vele it's a study of preserving i-flora, ama-plants, uyabona. And mina mangikhumbula ama-grizin wami ngiseseyintwana ukwangibonisa ama-ideas of how to use seeds and germinate them kuba ama-plants. But uyazi mawusesewumntwana mana, lezi zinto lezo awuzithathi serious ngaleyo ndlela ngoba ne-environment bene-influence, uyabona. So mina mangithi kule opportunity engiyithole edanyane plus vele bekuyinto ukuthi iyakusebenzela ukuba nama-skills edanyane, kunama-benefits ngoba mawuya e-parole board bayakubuza ukuthi okay ndoda une-7 years uhleli la bewenzani, angeke ukuthi bowula ukujika nelanga, hayi awuphumi phela mawunjalo, awuphumi kalula. I-parole yakho is delayed because bongenzi ifokolo, kusho ukuthi wena awukho rehabilitated. Horticulture, it's a study of preserving plants, and it's not limiting to plants that are flowering or trees only. Also with fruit trees and crops. Ila khona ukwazi nokuthi identify i-plant ngegama layo. Ila khona futhi ukwazi ukuthi uyisebenzise in a form of a decorative or a design principle. So horticulture, it's those studies that are mainly focused on preserving plants, propagating them, growing them, maintaining them, and knowing them by name. Angaku maintain into ongayazi oqala. When it comes to plants, you must know when to water that plant, when not to water the plant, what nutrients needed in that plant, what kind of fertilizers you must use and how to use them. You understand? So that's ungalibulali plant. And what kind of plant is that in terms of survival? Nama plants are throughout the year. Are evergreen. Kunama plants are deciduous that die down in winter. Kunama plants, so you must know different plants and how to use them, because sinalento bathi ama-bees emhlabeni, and ama-bees in South Africa, they are an endangered species. So without ama-bees, do you know ukuthi sizobulawa indlala? Yazi ama-bees mawangaphela mfaka baba, kuphelile ngathi. Most of the food that we consume is pollinated by bees. I-plant mawulibona line-flower, uhlala wazi ukuthi ready for to produce fruit. I-butternut, before you buy butternut in the ground, obviously mayikhule ama-leaves kuba nama-flower. That flower needs pollination. Kusho ukuthi there's pollen that's moved from one flower to the other for sexual reproduction. And once that flower has finished that process, it dies down, bese kuba ne-fruit, and then it starts growing and become food. So without a bee, most of the food we eat, it will never be pollinated and we will starve. So Tina, as horticulturists, we've got plants that we grow to attract bees. And the importance of having a plant is to encourage the existence of bees in the society, so that the more bees we have, it's better for us. That is why I always encourage people, even if you own a space, there are vertical gardens. You can have your spinach growing in the wall. There are containers that are designed to grow stuff on the wall. You can hang it in the form of a frame, and then you have pots, and then build just like this. The certain frames where you can use and hang pots and put soil and grow stuff there. The importance of growing stuff, it helps in a very broader perspective. One, the ecosystem here too must have balance. So when it comes to the importance of plants, we need to have more plants in our system, in our society, so that we can attract these beneficial insects, as well as with the sun and our plants, so that we can have food, so that we can have good environment and oxygen enough and survive. So it was the grace of God, a young mover, to ukufunda horticulture. Even though abanye abafowethu abebayada bebayiswa yimokolo ngoba babakhona ukuthi bamokola into zabo, bathola ama cellphone, thola insango, uyangithola, bakwazi ukuthi phela imali besikwazi ukuyithola ngokuthi uthumela ukhada mhlambe ayokushintshela i-voucher yase Shoprite, uyithole icherry yakho ngefoni, uyabona, ngeWhatsApp or whatever, uyabona. So mina ngangifocus kakhulu entweni engikwazi ukuzenza nezinto ukuthi zingikeep busy sane. So luckily enough, after kwenza horticulture, I decided ukuthi ayazini ngicela ukuza next year ngizoncedisa abazo attenda next year. So bokuyi process nakhona luckily bekunomunye head of prison lo khata loyana due to information ne interest ebenginayo horticulture wathi ne man, how about lesiboshwe lesi ngoba labantu abangaphandle abekho consistent nini banokuza nini nabakhona iboshwa ngeke ziphuma ngoba kazanga uyabona. So how about lesiboshwa lesi le group ephuma naso next year eyogeleza ngada lesiboshwa lesi sisiza abafowethu ngoba lesiboshwa imentality yaso ipositive. My interest yokutshala yaqala netdown kanti little did I know ukuthi uNkulunkulu ngipreparela for uphuma nje. And if I can tell you now into engiyenzayo manje in relation to that, if I never listened to that calling, angiziboni ukuthi bengizobe ngihleli la ngikhuluma le ndaba nokuze abantu bathi mawune criminal record awusitholi isibana ayikho la ile. Mina awuthiyama ngiphuma eDanyana ngaphuma nge5 zika October 2016 nge10 zika October bengisipana ngathusa abantu ababhaya blind. Mina ngicale ukusipana ngiseDanyana but bengisipana mahala voluntarily uyabona. Bengifundisa abafowethu the very same thing that I've learned. So this is where I can tell you ukuthi i-rehabilitation mina ngisebenzela uthi ngomusa kaNkulunkulu that I won't leave it behind. So mina ku-engage kwami ku-horticulture kwabuilda lento engiyiyo manje I'm a trainer ngasishiya interview isibani and luckily benginemede supportive. Imede yami leyo ibe supportive ngakhona namanje sesupportive yabona lo mntana walo yamama no ukwazi ukubekezela isikhathi eside and bekahamba itele. I think he spent over 2.5 years ahamba iSunset every weekend. Benginefone ngithi Danyana. So eDanyana mina ube smart ube ube smartphone uyabona uzokwazi ukuaccess ama avenues athize uyabona. So at the time bengine smartphone ngakwazi ukuthi ngivule iaccount kunamanye ama site nyana wokujola man nakhona abo singles to meet abo badu abo bani bengine account eFacebook ungazejele uyabona. iTwitter ke bengakabi khona neInstagram bekusesekhona iFacebook okay WhatsApp operate. So ngamthola usister ngammeeta kulama site uyabona ngazishelela wangifrustana sister safrustanana weza Danyana wathi mara before sikhulumile bazomathanda nithi ngizokubona yabona awazi wazongivisita awathola ukuthi afeli hayi i-out at least iyabukeka uyabona kusile imbomo le so uyabona angancenga nayo sancenga. Thought vandag sina over 7 years kule relationship. So ngaphuma eDanyana ngathola isipani ngasiyeka leso sipani ngathola esinye isipani ngasiyeka njengoba sengisipana vandag ngine business ngidila ngamagarden ngugarden boy mara amagarden wami angwenza ya sophisticated awafani nalawa uyabona. Ngine company bayibiza Green Palm Mini Gardens ngapha ne organization abayibiza izitshalele suthi sifundisa umphakathi ukutshala uyabona. Le yomphakathi le yoku-raise awareness ye-environment but zonke lezi zinto bezingeke zibe khona kube Danyana zange ngibuild relationship noNkulunkulu ngibuild relationship nomama wabantwana bami ngibuild relationship nale career engiyiphethe manje. Mina was the only prisoner ekwazi ukugibela istepisi ngifikelele ku edge yebonda because I was doing a specific job. I was the only prison evumele ukwenza le nto. Once wajumpa awusenkingeni bashaya ikhanda khona seposini ophethe isibhamu vele. Mina it was a great opportunity ngoba because of benginama skills we art le ndawo amabonda mfethu namabonda aseDanyana emade akusala alikho ibonda elide njengebonda lasejele. So amabonda la play now abhalwa amabonda asejele. Mina vele ngafika naseSun City ku play ngingabhalwanga nix. There's a soccer field and the soccer field the opposite a training center. So in the process strategically mina ngibengikwazi ukurecruiter lama hotman lawa own ama club most lama hotman own ama club bekuyilezi ama highest vele. So abo taweja nabo tanewo bengikwazi ukubabonisa ngibe banama club mara bababiza ngalama gama ama club ala ngaphandle abo Sundowns abo Pirates bakhona abasejele akusaba laba professional. So mina bengikhona ba convince ngithi manje bafethu mara nelibona ibona lasejele li representing Nix and la indawo ye disc. How about isifake ilogo ye Sundowns la ebondweni. but manje ipende soyithola kanjani ngithi ayihluphi angithi kunomunye ukhada bebambiza uMadida lo khada lo naye beka involved ku recreation endabeni zebhola naye beka neclub yakhe yebhola mara hayi ngokuthi mhlambe yamokola kunobugebengu even though bekubhejwa mthangala amanye amaphoyisa angazi phela imali ayingene ejele bro icala ngoba kuthola ngemali i-charge imali ayisebenzi lapha ya so but bengena imali and ngoba uyayidinga to do certain things ejele imali nabo bayazi imali bengena ngokumokoleka uyabona so mina bengiba convince ngithi hayi guys asenzeni ama-emblem la ebondweni Pirates, Chiefs, what, Sundowns, nana. Oh, ngaqala yokuqala Sundowns. Shoot mayibhekile from a section ukona ubona isoccer field angithi Danyane balibuilde ngathi ama flat uyabona. Mawuyibona uyayibona I know ziyakhipha. Asebayeza abanye abomndisi emfethu mina ngifuna ngishayele eSwallows, ngishayele Sundowns, ngishayele Pirates. Hayi ene manje uyazi ke ipende yokubhala i-sign writing for leyo emblem beyifaka ukhata. Yangithola so mina bengikhona ukuthi leyo pende esalayo ngisebenzise ngenza amanye ama project wami so bese ngifamous eDanyane ngokuthi ngenza lezi zinto lezi ezikho nabo khathi abaseDanyane bese bangifrustanele ukuthi ngiphushe positivity so this is how I got my way into a situation whereby rehabilitation mina bengisebenzela so abukhathi bebayithanda le idea ukuthi ha lo mfana lo ubhala upenda izinto ezirepresenta lento eyenzeka la uyabona so ipositivity yaqala net da ukuthi bengi-involve nama organization a positive eDanyane kunama organization a push positivity a support rehabilitation so neighborhood establish la organization so kuyindlela yokuthi bayakwazi ukuthi at least ba-interact namaphoyisa ngoba eDanyane kunama activity amaningi abo family day and lezo zinto ama activity kanjalo a involve iboshwa namaphoyisa ukuthi uorganize nje leyo event sisebenza kanjani so nami ngi-involved ngoba bengikwazi ukuthi at the time ngithini ngisebenzise leyo opportunity nalawo ma skills but obviously as much as imali bengangena eDanyane mara mina bengibabhadalisa yeah just to survive ngoba ezinye izinto eDanyane phela angakurely ku family yakho in order ukuthi ugeze ngabo manivia eDanyane kumele ube khona ube ne strategy ube ne roll on ube ne strategy zikhona zasejele mara insipho zasejele mfethu ayinuka mnandi sometimes uyafuna lelaphunganyana lelax uyabona nale lotion yana enivia uyabona and eDanyane impahla zasejele awuzitholi zikulingana bakushaya ama big size eDanyane kunabantu abathungayo ngangithola ila ubona khona ukuthi abantu ba skilled umuntu achacela ibrook alithunge libe isize yakho ngesandla ngaphandle kumshini bavumelekile ukuba nenaliti into engavumelekanga ejele umesa ispoon sensimbi sisebenza ejele kumele ube nespoon seplastic eDanyane into ezilimazayo ejele azingeni but kunenye into elimazayo ejele engenayo but abana choice kumele ingene ingidi dangerous ingidi eDanyane iboshwe zisebenzisa ngendlela evil blind i-viral isiboshwa amasingayifaka ebhandeni singakulimaza blind or sifake sokusini singakulimaza blind ngabe biza isijumbane yabo so eDanyane linabantu balo man eDanyane linabantu ukuthi bayalungiseka eDanyane yabo nakhona to tell you the truth bro ngaphandle koNkulunkulu bro you won't survive that place. That place, if you want protection, you need to pray every day. The evil things that are happening there, abantu bayabulalana there. So mina ngisase training center, ngisenza horticulture. Kwaba ne situation whereby ngisebenzisa lama skills ukubhala amabonda nokupenda, ngibhalela ama team training center. Ngajuta lengamla because it was a way of keeping myself busy and out of prison cells. Lengamla bephithile organization ngayibonisa into interesting ngathi hayi man ni rana organization and akuna nix ebonisayo ukuthi nilana ya exist. How about sibe ne logo ye organization la ibondweni? Athi that sounds like a brilliant idea. So uzoyenza kanjani? Ngathi mina ngiartist. Ngabo ngenzoyembo ngokupainter ngayenza la ngibe possible wena organize iband ayashaya request organize iband ayidwadle eDanyane nami it was my other way yokuthi ngithole ipende esalayo ngiqhubeke ngama paintings wami because bengikhona ukugenerate income at the time ngalama artwork. Bongothengisa ubukhada bebayibhaya mina isibani bebabhaya ama painting wami abanye bebona kuza ama project athi mfethu nginesithombe so usidownload ku internet ngicela ungenzele sona. There was a project engingayenza njalo. I think yangipa around 3,000 rand from ukhada waseDanyana. It took me 2 weeks. Lo muntu bekane ithombe sidownload ku internet like the landscape uyabona athi mfethu ungayenza into so ngithi ayilethe ngishaye endwangini bayibiza canvas ngishaye ku canvas ngithi hayi makayibheka i replica straight umcharge ngomtshela anka 1,005. So I raised over 3 grand just njengama painting at that project. So every time mina bengikwana ukuthumela inyungu kuncosi oledle incosi yami. Bengikhona nokuthi inyuku it's easy ukuyithumela ngoba mawuphethe hard cash umfowethu uyevisit or ojoli isigogwana uF yabona iphela iboshwa ziyachola mfowethu for isake ye survival nemali but lazizala ithanda imali. So wakwazi ukuthi athumezele information ukuthi ufuna imali but obviously mele ayithole nge-voucher yase Shoprite. So mathole voucher mina nya exchange for cash ngigayi cash ongayi voucher leyo voucher leyo ngithumezela iOledlengosi. Uledlengosi obviously before ayithatha ugazimela confirm ukuthi hayi 5 clip anavela makuyi 5 clip aneshonya mgayo ugazi withdraw it. This is how I used to send money to my son. So njoba currently ngisho ngithi ngispanele company but I've established a business. I business yami njoba bayibiza Green Palm kusho ukuthi ku industry horticulture if they say you've got green fingers, which you are able to take a seed and put it in the ground and melee libe plant. Like you can touch plants even in bill and all that. So by busy green finger, this is why I named the business Green Palm. So sitila ngama garden. Ama garden outside garden amakhulu, but they are designed to be small. But it's a symbol of a bigger garden, but it's made small. Because the message we portraying, we want people to engage themselves into the awareness of our environment. As you can see, and the importance of trees. They CP oxygen, and they are able to maintain the balance in the ecosystem. So that on its own is serving as an awareness campaign. So Izichalele is an organization that has been established by, I'm the founder and my wife. We are founders of the organization. Reason being, into esisa kumphakathi. Mongabhekisisa nowadays, the situation is bhekane nayo singabantu abamnyama inzima kakhulu abodaki abaspani abanye sebabulawa indlala because of akutheshwa akuna skills nasemakasi moya kuma center akuna skills. And back then thina sikhule ekolweni kutshalwa ufundiswa ukuthi ikhabishi litshalwa kanje eduze kwani yonke lento le, but now incozi zethu azifundi yonke le. So this is the very same knowledge enginayo I'm taking back to the society, and with the dream again of taking back to prison, because the organization mina yangifundisa this thing lama skills I say exist, it's been closed down. So I'm looking also at opportunities of taking it to prisons. Ngoba kunabanye bafethu bebaspane eDanyana bebaspanela yona le organization ebekuyiboshwa abafundisa ezinye iboshwa abasana spane manje. So my aim is to take it Izichalele into prisons and give these guys opportunities and show and encourage abanye bafethu ngoba abanye bafethu ababhandindayo mfethu banayo i-edge yokuthi babe rehabilitated, but mabafika ngaphandle ama-opportunities ngoba wekho ngoba masingabantu asiboni ngokufana ndasicabanga ngokufana ndasiphiwa ngokufana bagcina seba-give upha bagcina sebayenzani bafana bathola the easy way out and then bese bayabuyela la. So the organization is created to help people who do not have jobs, people who are hungry to put bread on the table, because whether you are span or a span, and it's a very tough situation. Yokuba umuntu, an ordinary person, so this organization is meant to teach people on how to create crops from seed or cuttings and make food.